What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Malavo channel. Big respect to everybody tuning in right now. Let's get into Michael B. Jordan because this moment right here is serious. Michael B. Jordan just secured that Oscar for Best Actor for his role in Sinners, and the way he pulled that off playing twins was next level.
And the Oscar goes to Michael B. Jordan.
This is the first Oscar win and nomination for Michael B. Jordan.
He really stepped into that role and owned it, no question. That win didn't come easy, and honestly, it felt well-deserved after the performance he delivered. Now, sure, Sinners had a mixed reaction overall. Some people were fully rocking with it, while others weren't feeling it at all. But that's how it goes when something makes noise. But let's be real, that's not even the main reason for this conversation. This is about Michael B. Jordan's glow-up and how everything shifted after his breakup with Lori Harvey. Because if you've been paying attention, his career and his whole energy leveled up in a big way. People still remember that clip of him sitting courtside right after the split, and you could see it written all over his face. Folks were analyzing every move, saying he looked hurt, like he was trying to play it cool for the cameras. He's sitting there, nodding, smiling, laughing a little, but people weren't convinced. They were like, nah, he's definitely going through it after how that ended, and that moment had everybody talking. He probably did feel that way, no doubt about it. That clip stuck with a lot of people, and every time that breakup gets brought up, that's the moment that comes to mind. Because right there, it looked like a turning point. It felt like he locked in and told himself he was about to level up, no distractions. He shifted his focus fully onto his craft, pushing to become the best actor he could be while keeping his personal life way more private than before. That kind of discipline doesn't happen by accident. And let's talk about the relationship side for a second, because there's a clear difference in how things played out. It seemed like Lori wanted more public attention around the relationship, while he wasn't really moving like that. That's why some people look back and say what he had with her felt more low-key and grounded compared to what's being seen now with Damson Idris, because recently that balcony clip had people raising eyebrows. They were out there, very visible, showing a lot of affection, and it came off like it was meant to be seen.
My father always told me, don't expect anything to be handed to you. You do the work, and everything else is going to figure itself out. And there is a selfishness in understanding that in your craft, in your industry, this is a pinnacle, and this is what our industry standard is. This is what we put value on in a big way. That competitiveness, you do want that, But at the same time, there's a what's for you is for you. And you can't take anybody's blessings away from anybody else. So I'm just like walking my path, man, and just trying to be locked in. So I would encourage other actors and other, artists, no matter what their medium is to try to keep that in mind and be honest and truthful and just, dream big, man. Dream big and be kind, bro. Be honest. I'm really big on like pouring into the universe, and the universe is gonna pour back into you. And that's how I try to live. You know what I'm saying?
People started questioning it, saying, is that how most couples move, or is this for attention? Because when she was with Michael B. Jordan, you didn't really see moments like that put on display. Now, some are even saying she's trying to prove she's moved on, especially after that comment she left under a post talking about leaving a good man to find a husband, even though marriage hasn't happened yet. That situation has people talking heavy. She may have gotten a ring, but there's still no wedding, and people definitely notice that. Lori Harvey even jumped into the comments section agreeing with that take, basically saying, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, or something along those lines. A lot of people saw it, and it sparked even more conversation about where her mindset is right now. That moment alone had folks side-eyeing the situation, because it revealed more than she probably intended. And don't forget that situation with Steve Harvey, because that added another layer to everything. There were talks that she wasn't happy when Steve showed Michael B. Jordan simple respect at a Lakers game. Nothing wild, just a normal greeting between two people who knew each other and had history. Steve's not the type to act cold or pretend he doesn't know someone, especially when there was already a solid connection there from the relationship. That kind of interaction is just basic respect, nothing more. But apparently, that didn't sit right with her, and people started saying she checked him over it. That caught attention because it made the whole situation feel more tense than it needed to be. What makes it even more interesting is that some believe if it were any of her other exes, it wouldn't have been a big deal at all. That's why people are starting to question if there's something deeper going on here. Now, the conversation has shifted into whether she's trying to prove a point, like she's in this quiet race to show she's moved on and upgraded. But according to what people are seeing, that message isn't landing the way she might expect, and it's got everyone talking even more. That balcony clip of Damson Idris, it didn't land the way it probably was supposed to. For a lot of people watching, it came off more awkward than genuine, like something just felt off about it. Instead of looking natural, it looked overly staged, and that's why people couldn't really connect with it. The reaction wasn't hype, it was confusion. And here's where the conversation really gets loud. Some are saying Lori hasn't adjusted to how much things have changed since that high-profile relationship ended. Back when she was with Michael B. Jordan, that was peak attention, peak spotlight, everything was hitting at once. But after that chapter closed, the energy shifted and people started looking at things differently. Meanwhile, Michael B. Jordan went in a completely different direction. He locked in, focused up, and put everything into his craft. And that moment of him standing on that stage, holding that Oscar, said everything without him even speaking much. That was a clear sign of someone who redirected all that energy into building something bigger, something lasting. No distractions, no trying to prove anything to anyone, just results. On the other side, critics are saying what they're seeing now feels more like calculated moves to stay in the conversation. The public moments, the attention-grabbing clips, it's being read as strategy instead of something organic. And that's why people are questioning the dynamic, wondering if it's more about visibility than anything real. Because when the spotlight starts fading, some will do whatever it takes to keep eyes on them, and that perception is what's fueling all this talk right now.
People might talk about her for a moment, sure, but then it fades out quick. Why? Because once folks feel like something isn't genuine, they stop taking it seriously. It starts to look like a play, like a setup just to get attention, and people catch on fast. As a content creator, yeah, it gets discussed, that's part of the job, but it's not something that holds attention for long when the energy feels forced. Still, people are going to react, joke about it, and call it out, especially when it looks like someone is trying hard to prove they've moved on, and the audience just isn't buying it. Now, flip over to Michael B. Jordan, because his timeline tells a completely different story. This didn't just happen overnight. This has been years in the making. Going all the way back to 1999 through 2002, he was already in the game as a child model, stepping into early acting roles on shows like Cosby and The Sopranos. That's early groundwork right there. Then from 2002 to 2011, he started building real momentum. His role as Wallace on HBO's The Wire, that left an impression. He also showed up on All My Children and then stepped into the role of Vince Howard, the quarterback on Friday Night Lights. If you've seen that show, you already know how strong that character was. That series had a loyal audience, and even though his run wasn't super long, he stood out in a big way. That's when people really started paying attention, and it was clear he was building something serious. Now, let's keep moving through the timeline, because this is where things really start taking off. Around 2012, he starred in Chronicle, and that was a major shift for him. That film is what pushed him out of just television and into the movie spotlight. People were really paying attention after that because his performance stood out in a big way. It wasn't just another role. This was the moment where his rise started getting real momentum. Then came Fruitvale Station, where he played Oscar Grant, and that's when people really saw his range. That role hit different. It was powerful, emotional, and showed he could carry serious stories on his back. That's when the conversation changed from he's good to he's one of the best coming up. From 2015 to 2018, he leveled up again with the Creed movies, starting with the first one in 2015. That role put him front and center as a leading man, and then he stepped into Black Panther as Eric Killmonger, one of the most talked about villains in recent years. That performance had people debating, quoting lines, and still talking long after the movie ended. Then from 2019 all the way to now, he kept building. Just Mercy showed another layer to his acting, and then he took control behind the scenes by directing Creed 3 while starring in it too. That's a different level of power right there. And now with Sinners in 2025 winning Best Actor, that sealed it. He carried that film and held it together from start to finish, no debate. When you really step back and look at his career, it's been a steady climb the whole way through. There's no real drop-off, no moment where he just disappeared or lost his place. Michael B. Jordan has stayed consistent, and that's rare in this industry. Sure, there were times he wasn't all over the headlines, but that doesn't mean he fell off. It usually meant he was locked in, working behind the scenes and setting up the next move. Right before Sinners, he wasn't super visible like that, and then boom, the movie drops and shakes everything up. That's not luck, that's strategy. He's clearly someone who takes his time and chooses roles carefully instead of jumping into anything just to stay seen. That kind of discipline is how you build a strong reputation and end up winning major awards. You can't just say yes to every script, you've got to move smart. And at 39 years old, he's right in the middle of a powerful run. Some would even argue he hasn't hit his full peak yet, which is wild to think about. That means there's still more to come, and that's a problem for anybody trying to compete in that space. What stands out the most is how he redirected his focus. Instead of getting caught up in distractions or chasing attention, he put his energy into building something real and lasting. That mindset, staying focused on growth, success, and legacy, is what separates him right now, and it's showing in the results. There's nothing wrong with going out there and chasing success, building your name, and locking in on your purpose. Don't let anyone pressure you into thinking you need to be married or settled down just because of expectations. If you know that's not where you are in life right now, then stand on that and keep moving forward. People will always have opinions, but at the end of the day, you've got to live your life on your own timing. And when you do open the door and let someone into your life, sometimes it just doesn't work out, and that's real. Not every situation is meant to last, no matter how good it looks on the outside. The key is what you do after that. You can sit there and dwell on it, or you can level up and put that energy into something that actually builds you up. That's exactly what Michael B. Jordan did, and you can see the results clear as day. Instead of jumping from one situation to the next, he redirected everything into his craft, his career, and his growth. That kind of focus deserves recognition because it's not easy to do. A lot of people talk about it, but not everybody actually moves like that. At the end of the day, this is about growth, discipline, and knowing your worth. Turning setbacks into fuel and using it to elevate. That's the real win. And when you see it play out like this, it's hard not to respect it. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. Follow me on all my social media platforms, and I'll catch you in the next one.